Alright, it's gonna be a beautiful image. I can already visualize it.
I slept a lot.
In the last video, I set out on an adventure to explore the northern coast of Scotland. Now, because the light is not the best for photography, I'm on my way to the town of Ullapool, where I'm picking up some supplies. And I'm feeling great and fresh after finally having taken a shower. You might be wondering, why does he do this to himself? Why doesn't he stay in campgrounds all the time? That is a very good question, but what happened yesterday is the reason why I like to wild camp whatever I happen to be, because yesterday was after all, in the end, it turned out to be an amazing day for photography, but I had a commitment. I had booked a campground. I had to be there at a certain time, kind of. And that means that I was limited about where I could go. And sadly, you do have to book the campgrounds ahead of time because it's peak season right now. It's August. In Scotland, there are a lot of tourists everywhere and they fill up really quick. And the whole point of the road trip, the whole point of living in a car so nimble, a small car and so tight and having all these inconveniences and being uncomfortable is to have, in exchange for that, to have the freedom to be whatever I want, whenever I want. As I said many times, I don't photograph locations, I don't photograph places, I photograph the atmosphere, the weather, in beautiful places, of course, but I want to be there when those conditions happen. I don't want to be there no matter what. Okay, let's do some roadside photography. I'm still on my way to Ullapool to pick up my package, but I just saw this and I have to capture it. Beautiful all around. I am hoping to do a lot of hiking around here in the next few days. We'll see, it depends on the weather. But yeah, one image at a time. Let's start with this one. So it's going to be, of course, a long exposure, mainly because of the clouds. I don't mind the water too much, even though it's going to be nice to have, instead of all the ripples, to have just a blob of whiteness as of the water. So it's going to be a 4-minute long exposure, maybe. That should be plenty. What are you doing? It's going to be a beautiful image. I can already visualize it. It is really, really good. So yeah, let's do it. I am using a 6 and a 10 stop ND filters to get 16. That's a lot of stops and that's a lot of filters, but it's what it's going to give me 4 minutes here if this cable release works. And it did. 4 minutes, counting down. Okay, it's very loud here, so you are gonna have to bear with me. As I said, this is on the side of the road. Okay, I think we are gonna have a break now. Yeah, it's very nice, exactly as I wanted it, because now what I have to do is just darken those shadows a little bit more. and everything else is there. I love the contrast between the lake and the mountains in the background. Is just beautiful, and that's all I wanted to capture here. And that contrast is what we are looking for when we take a photograph, when we make an image, that contrast between the lake and the mountain here, because that is not necessarily the best view here. That mountain is arguably prettier and more dramatic, but there is nothing to contrast it. There is nothing to make the image more interesting. So even though the mountain might be the shape more dramatic, the image doesn't necessarily have to be better. Okay, finally got the packages. I got the microphone here, and hopefully, okay, cable release, that's important. Spikes for the tripod. Food. Now I feel a little bit better with all these spare backup things. I'm gonna try the spikes because I'm not really sure if they'll fit my tripod though. I think they should. And they do not. Ah, what a fail. Well, no spikes for me. But anyway, it was just something nice to have. I've been doing just fine without them, and I hope I will keep doing just fine without them. After the fail with the spikes, I decided to head towards the mountains in search of a hike that would give me a peek into the beautiful landscape of Assynt. And I did find one, but little did I know about what I was signing up for. This place. Well, that was by far the most beautiful drive I've done in Scotland so far. The view is just incredible. I'm here because tomorrow, if the weather is good, it's gonna be pretty windy, so I'm gonna climb one of those mountains. I don't know which one. I'm gonna try. It was really, really windy, and that gave me some pause, but after thinking about it, I decided to give it a try. I could always head back if things got ugly, and this was going to be my only chance to do this hike in the foreseeable future, since the weather was going to turn for the worse. Well, so far, so good. I think this side of the mountain is kind of protected from the wind, actually. Once I get to the top, the story is gonna be pretty different. But look at the views. They are already amazing, and I just got started. So let's keep going. We can do this. We can do this. You see, after spending weeks living in the car without getting much exercise at all, hikes like this one can be very challenging, especially when you are fighting the wind and carrying a lot of camera gear.
This might be a really bad idea.
The bad news was that things weren't getting any better, but the good news was that things weren't getting any worse either, and I was actually feeling good. I am very close to the top. I think it's gonna get really windy really quick. It's not too bad here. I'm hoping I can get close enough to the cliff so I can take a good photograph of the amazing view that I'm pretty sure is waiting for me up there without, you know, risking my my life. Basically, safety comes first, especially on a very windy day like today. You never know when a wind gust is gonna come, push you off the cliff. Almost there. My goodness, look at that. Oh, and there is much more on that side, on the other side. So beautiful, man. Unreal. Okay, we just need to get up here to get the full view. It's gonna be crazy windy. It's really, really windy. I can't get close to the cliff. This is way outside of my comfort zone, for sure. What a place. Stunning, but so sketchy with this wind. So sketchy. I'm trying to see if I can get a good view from here too. Up there, that's where I just was. It's a big fall from there. Yeah, I might be able to get something interesting from here, and this part of the mountain might not be as exposed as the other, as up there. Whoa, that's a very cool view right there. This is so much better. This is not as exposed as the summit there, and I have time to work on my photographs, to work on my images, and the view is pretty stunning too. I mean, it's not as good as the one that you get from up there, I'm not going to lie, but still pretty good. Ooh, made it. It wasn't that bad, you know, with the wind, until I got to the top again. It got a little bit sketchy because you never know what the wind is going to do, if a gust is going to come and just push you off the cliff. That couldn't be a good way to end the video. This hike really hurt the following day. It wasn't horrible, just 2,600 feet of elevation gain, but living in the car for a month gets you out of shape really quick. And I was carrying, you know, my camera bag with a lot of gear for 4 hours, and that counts as well. The hike didn't pay off when it comes to photography either. Hiking rarely does for me, at least when I'm climbing to the top of a mountain. You know, when I'm hiking or more flat terrain, yes, that usually works out. But the thing when you are getting so high and when you are next to cliffs is that you want to do it in good weather conditions. You don't want to do it when there is no visibility or things like that. And those are the conditions that I seek in my photography. I don't really care too much about sunny and clear days, and even less from the top of a mountain, because it doesn't really make for good images. But I love hiking, and that's why I wanted to do that. That's why I wanted to go to the top of the mountain. I'm glad I did it, even though, yeah, it was very windy. It was not a very pleasant hike, but I'm happy I did it. If you made it all the way here in this video, I can only thank you. I really appreciate you watching my stuff, my videos, and your support. Just in case you want to step it up, I have a Patreon page. I'm gonna leave the link in the description down below. I also sell books and prints on my website. The link is going to be in the description down below as well. But again, having you watching these videos is something I really appreciate. That's going to be all for today. I have plenty more videos coming from here, from Scotland, so subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.